Hello and welcome to another episode of today's GK. I am Pooja Divedi, and in this segment we bring to you objective questions on a daily basis to help you crack prelims. So let's begin with the practice question of the last segment. Consider the following statements. The allotment of election symbols to political parties is regulated by an act of parliament, and the Election Commission is the only authority to decide disputes among rival groups or sections of a recognized political party staking claim to its name and symbol. So, we have to select the correct statement. Many of you have answered it correctly. Only the second statement is correct. The first is not. So, the correct answer is option B, 2 only. Recently, the Election Commission of India has decided to freeze the election symbol of a political party. The ECI stated that the recognition of political parties is supervised by the provisions of Election Symbols, Reservation and Allotment Order 1968, and so will the allotment of symbols. The EC is the only authority to decide issues on a dispute or a merger under the order. The Supreme Court upheld its validity in Sadiq Ali and another versus ECI in 1971. Moving on to the next question, consider the following statements. The 10th schedule was included in the Constitution with the 42nd Amendment Act of 1976. If any independently elected member joins any political party, he/she may be disqualified under the Anti-defection law. We have to select the correct statement. The first statement is definitely not correct because the 10th schedule was added by the 52nd Amendment Act of 1985. The first statement becomes incorrect. The second is correct. The correct answer is option B, that is 2 only. The Calcutta High Court has given West Bengal Assembly Speaker a deadline of Thursday, October 7, to pass an order in the defection case involving an MLA. The 10th schedule, popularly known as the Anti-defection Act, was included in the Constitution with the 52nd Amendment Act of 1985. Moving on to the next question, consider the following statements. The trustee holds assets on behalf of individuals or organizations that are to be benefited from the trust, and the Indian Societies Registration Act of 1860 gives legal basis to the concept of trust. So, here we have to select the correct statement. The first statement is correct because between the settler and the beneficiary in a trust comes the trustee. So, if the settler has deposited, suppose rupees 50, now the trustee will have the ownership of rupees 50, but the beneficiary will get the benefit whatever the interest will be accruing on it. First statement is correct. Second is not, because not the Indian Societies Registration Act, but the Indian Trust Act of 1882 gives legal basis to the trust. Okay, so only the first is correct. Answer is option A. A trust can be described as a fiduciary arrangement where a third party, referred to as the trustee, holds asset on behalf of individuals or organizations that are to be benefited from it. The Indian Trust Act of 1882 gives legal basis to the concept of trust. Indian laws recognize the trust as an obligation of the trustee to manage and use the assets settled in the trust for the benefit of the beneficiary. Moving on, Astro Robot, recently seen in the news, has been designed to do which of the following tasks? Astro Robot has been designed to help customers with a range of tasks like home monitoring. So the correct answer is option B. Recently, Amazon has unveiled its Astro Home Robo, which is designed to help customers with a range of tasks like home monitoring and keeping in touch with family. Moving on, consider the following statements regarding the Indian Peafow. They are known to grow and thrive in dry condition, and they're listed as vulnerable in IUCN Red List. We have to select the correct statement. Their IUCN Red List status is least concern. So the second statement is incorrect. And they are known to grow and thrive in dry condition. This is correct. The correct answer is option A. Recently, a man was hit by a peafowl in Kerala, after which he died. This incident has turned the spotlight on the increasing population of Indian peafowls in the state. The Indian peafowl also, they are known to grow in and thrive in dry condition, and IUCN Red List is least concern. Consider the following statements. Somatosensation are proteins that serve both as sensors and effectors. Mechanosensitive channels is a collective term for sensations of touch, temperature, body position and pain. We have to select the correct statement. Both of them are incorrect because somatosensation actually relates to a collective term for the sensation of touch, temperature, body position and pain. Similarly, mechanosensitive are protein that serve both as sensors and effectors. They have been intermingled. So the correct answer is option D. Somatosensation is a collective term for the sensations of touch, temperature, body position and pain recognized through neural receptors in the skin and certain internal organs. It includes processes such as mechanoreception, thermoreception, proprioception. Mechanosensitive channels are fascinating proteins being able to serve both as sensors and effectors. Moving on, embedded in membranes, they convert mechanical stimuli such as in plane membrane tension and curvature into electrical or biochemical signals, leading to regulation of a wide repertoire of cellular processes allowing adaptive response. Moving on, consider the following statements with respect to the revised Ayushman Bharat PM Jan Arogya Yojana health benefit package. Rates of some health packages have been increased by 20% to 100% under PMJ. One new additional medical management package relates to black fungus has also been added. So we have to select the correct statement. Yes, the second statement is definitely correct. A new additional medical management package has been added, which is relevant to black fungus. But the first statement is incorrect because the rates of certain packages have been increased by 20% to 400 and not 100. Okay, so the correct answer to this question should be option B, 2 only. The National Health Authority, the apex body for implementing Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, has revised the health benefit package master under the scheme. In the revised version of the health benefit package, rates of some health packages have been increased by 20% to 400% and around 400 procedure rates have been revised, and one new additional medical management package related to black fungus has also been added. This is expected to be rolled out from November 2021. Moving on, consider the following statements with respect to SVAMITVA Yojana. It is a collaborative effort of the Ministry of Panchayati Raj, State Panchayati Raj Departments, State Revenue Departments and the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. It is a scheme for mapping the land parcels in rural inhabited areas using drone technology and continuous operating reference station. The scheme will help in streamlining planning and revenue collection in rural areas and ensuring clarity on property rights. We have to select the correct statement. The first statement is incorrect because MOHUA, that is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, doesn't have anything to do with the scheme, and Survey of India should be here instead of MOHUA. And Ministry of Panchayati Raj, State Panchayati Raj Department and State Revenue Department are included. First statement is incorrect, second is correct, and also third is correct. So the correct answer should be 2 and 3, that is option B. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacted with the beneficiaries of the SVAMITVA scheme in Madhya Pradesh today via video conferencing. SVAMITVA, that is Survey of Villages and Mapping with Improvised Technology in Village Area scheme, is a collaborative effort of the Ministry of Panchayati Raj, State Panchayati Raj Department, State Revenue Department and Survey of India. The aim is to provide an integrated property validation solution for rural India. It is a scheme for mapping the land parcels in rural inhabited areas using drone technology and CORS. Also, the scheme will help in streamlining planning and revenue collection in rural areas and ensuring clarity on property rights. Moving on, consider the following statements with respect to the Vehicle Scrappage Policy 2021. As per the policy, government commercial vehicles more than 15 years old and private vehicles which are over 20 years old will be scrapped. Vehicle manufacturers will also give a discount of 5% to people who will provide the scrapping certificate, and registration fees will be waived off on the purchase of new vehicle. We have to select the incorrect statement. Both are correct. The correct answer is option D. The Road Transport and Highways Ministry has issued notification on incentives and disincentives pertaining to vehicle scrapping policy. In the policy, there is a system of incentives and disincentives to nudge vehicle owners to discard old and polluting vehicles which have higher maintenance and fuel consumption costs. Old vehicles will have to pass a fitness test before re-registration as per the policy. Government commercial vehicles more than 15 years old and private vehicles which are over 20 years old will be scrapped. Old vehicles will be tested at authorized automated fitness center and will not be scrapped merely on the basis of age. Moving on, vehicle manufacturers will also give a discount of 5% to people who will produce the scrapping certificate, and registration fees will be waived off on the purchase of new vehicles. Moving on, consider the following statements with respect to the Nobel Prize in the field of medicine or physiology. The Karolinska Institute is responsible for declaring award in the field of medicine or physiology. The Nobel Prize in 2020 was awarded to William J. Kaelin Jr., Sir Peter J. Ratcliffe, and 𝐃𝐫𝐤𝐬𝐡𝐭𝐢 Semenza for their discovery of how cells sense and adapt to oxygen availability. We have to select the correct statement. So the first statement is correct, but the second is not, because this should be not 2020 but 2019. Okay? So the correct answer to this question should be option A, one only. David Julius and Adam Pataputian jointly won the 2021 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for the discovery of receptors for temperature and touch. It is awarded by the Nobel Assembly at Karolinska Institute of Stockholm, Sweden. In 2020, Harvey J. Alter, Michael Houghton, and Charles M. Rice won Nobel Prize in Physiology for the discovery of hepatitis C virus. In 2019, William G. Kaelin, Sir Peter J. Ratcliffe, and 𝐃𝐫𝐤𝐬𝐡𝐭𝐢 Semenza won the award for the discoveries of how cells sense and adapt to oxygen availability. Moving on to the next question, consider the following statements with respect to the State of World's Children 2021 report. As per the report, around 14% of 15 to 24 years of age in India reported often feeling depressed or having little interest in doing things. It is released by UN Women. We have to select the correct statement. The State of World's Children 2021 report is published by UNICEF and not UN Women. So the second statement becomes incorrect, but the first is correct. The correct answer is option A, that is one only. Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandaviya released UNICEF's global flagship publication, The State of World's Children 2021 on My Mind, promoting, protecting and caring for children's mental health in New Delhi yesterday. The report details the significant impact of COVID-19 pandemic on children's mental health, and as per the report, around 14% of 15 to 24-year-olds in India, or 1 in 7 of them, reported often feeling depressed or having little interest in doing things. Let's move on to the practice question. Consider the following statements. Buddha had 2 kinds of disciples, monks, bhikshus, and lay worshippers, upasikas. Hirian believes in the heavenliness of Buddha and idol worship of Buddha, and bodhisattvas embodying Buddha nature. Theravada Buddhism developed in Sri Lanka and subsequently spread to the rest of the South Asia. So we have to select the correct statement. I hope you'll be answering it correctly in the comment segment. That's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching.